Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is the ultimate piece from Bethune circa 2009. You're looking at the Dreamwatch 3. At Bethune, there are many model lines. But just as McLaren, for example, has many model lines, and the Ultimate Series cars stand apart, Bethune has DB28, DB25, even DB29 is not the apex of the lineup. Dreamwatch is the most extravagant design, the most avant-garde, the most complicated, the most refined. And that's exactly what the Dreamwatch 3 was back in 2009. Very, very few of these have been made. 19, as you see it here, with the blue titanium dial and platinum. Only 21 total Dreamwatch 3s were made. If you want to think of it a different way, Ferrari has supercars, but there's only one flagship Ferrari. The 288 GTO, the F40, the F50, the Enzo, LaFerrari, and now the F80. This is like the F40, the Enzo, the F80. This is the ultimate Bethune watch, and it's not as big as it looks. It's also my favorite of the Dreamwatch series, so let's talk about the size. It can be confusing. Take a look at what's on this little tag. That means almost nothing. Let me explain this. When you measure it from end to end, it's 49 millimeters. When you measure its thickness, it is 11.8. If you were to just measure the case, and only the case, it would be 42.7, which is what's on the tag. But if you take the lugs and you measure the extremes side to side, now it's 51.1. But what you need to keep in mind is it's far thinner than, for example, a Rolex Daytona, and it's short across the wrist. So despite the unconventional size, which might look huge in the video thumbnail, it actually wears beautifully on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters in circumference. My wrist is 16, and this watch wears beautifully. It'll fit easily under a cuff. Of course, it's not the kind of watch you disappear under a sleeve, but altogether, it's a lot smaller than it looks in pictures, and it wears gorgeous, easily underneath a sleeve. And again, a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. You can see it features a unique tiered hinge lug. So we've seen this style lug on the DBD, the DBL, the DBS, but you can see how it has this sort of Art Deco step designed into it that echoes other elements of the design. You can see the lower dial where that step is featured once more, and then again in profile. This was sort of the beginning of Bethune playing with variable articulation on lugs. This and the DB26 Perpetual Calendar of 2008, which debuted the floating lugs. Bethune is now thinking about ergonomics in a very different sense. Maybe the watch should conform to the person rather than the other way around. Now you can see it's conventional lug junction over at this end, and we got a strap that's large rectangular scale alligator leather and semi-gloss distressed grain dark blue. We have in profile a sheer cut edge that's lacquered blue for refinement to remove the burrs of the cut, and then we have round scale, small round scale alligator on the bottom, more expensive strap than if you used calfskin on the bottom, but also longer lasting, no crimping, no gouging. Brand new Bethune factory strap. You can see the upper part of the strap is actually held on by screws in a bracket. So you're going to want to go with a custom strap or get an OEM solution from Bethune. A very simple brushed and polished pin buckle in platinum to match the watch. You can see the crown. It is a screw down, but not so much for huge water resistance as to prevent the lug from interacting with the crown. It's highly stylized, but it's also unbranded in a nod to tradition. The case is effectively a monoblock. See, there's no separate bezel here. There's no seam between case and bezel. So it's a very clean look, and everything loads through the case back. You can see a power reserve indicator on the back of the case. 5 days manual wind twin barrel, and you cannot accidentally overwind this watch. 90 turns fully winds it. On the dial side, you can see we have fired titanium, but rather than the polished blue you see on something like a kind of blue, this is sort of a matte media blast. And then we have a lighter shade of blue fired onto it with micro-light lathe engraving on the center. It's like guilloche, but it's more modern and it better suits the character of the watch. We have polished spheres, or at least polished hemispheres of titanium to act as the hour indices, and then polished and blued hands at center to reflect the hours and the minutes. This is not the seconds hand of the watch because the Tourbillon, which is the world's lightest tourbillon, is a 30-second tourbillon, so 2 circuits per minute. It also beats at 10 beats per second, 36,000 vibrations per hour, like a Zenith El Primero. So a high-beat 30-second tourbillon, it's only 18 hundredths of a gram. It's the world's lightest, despite containing 63 parts. This also features the original balance wheels. Some have been upgraded at the factory subsequently to the white gold and titanium blued balance wheel. This is the one that's precious metal, but with a silicon disc, which is exactly what's advertised on the case back when it says Tourbillon Titan avec silicium. Taking a quick look, you can see we have a combination of, I believe it's palladium, silicon, and titanium on that tourbillon structure. And then there's a mirrored plate underneath that reflects the light back up. The balance rim is either platinum, palladium, or white gold. And the idea here is to reduce the impact of temperature change on timing and maximize the percentage of total mass in the balance rim, and then, if possible, reduce the impact of parasitic aerodynamic drag on timing. It's a patented balance wheel. It's a patented tourbillon design. You can see Bethune's own low-friction, low-lubrication silicon escape wheel in there, and then a hairspring curve of Bethune's own design that reduces the effect gravity has on timing in different positions. You can see the dial has incredible depth with a serrated scale for following the tourbillon. Again, it's not a seconds hand, but then we have a blued bridge in matte blasted titanium over the top of it, and you can see we have this brushed and serrated scale for reading the minutes, and that's your minute hand right there. Dial depth is exquisite, and the watch is simply beguiling. The movement is full of innovation. You can see some of them on the back. This watch protected by no fewer than at least 6 individual patents, and if you look very carefully, you can even see that the serial number right there, 14, and the movement number adjacent to that on the caliber 2009, those have been engraved by hand. Little details set this watch apart. And in platinum, it's physically massive. Case, movement, and dial all made in-house by Bethune. And with only 21 Dreamwatch 3s in the entire world, not just a landmark piece, but one you'll never see again in person. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.